Om Asato Ma Satgamaya Tamaso Ma Jyotirgamaya Mrityurma Amritam Gamaya. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. O Mother, take us from unreal to real. Hold our hand. Take us from ignorance to reality, darkness to wisdom. Take us from death to immortality. Om, peace, peace, peace. Jai Guru. Have you ever contemplated, thought, why do we say 3 times Om Shanti, 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 or peace, 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 3 times? Yeah? In the ancient time, in the Vedanta, they realized that we have 3 kinds of sufferings. One is from our own self, our own mind, our desire, the cravings, our wanting, and there is no end. My relationships with my own self, with my family, with my people, my money, my sickness, my chores to do. This is me, 1. 2, in the ancient time they talked about from other living creatures. And they talked about tigers and leopards and lions. So those live in the jungle, and snakes and things like that. Today, we don't have those kind of animals in Pune city or in any country or Manhattan in US. It is the people outside, and it is the neighbor, it is that friend, it is that so-called frenemies, friend and enemies together, and also the relationship issues with our husband, with our wife, with our parents, with our children, and with our colleagues, and that continues to trouble us a lot. And the third one they talked about in the ancient time is the natural calamities, earthquake and volcanoes and tsunamis, like that. So these are the 3 things from which we seek the Divine Mother's blessings as give us peace, peace, peace and protection. So we seek protection. Now, have you realized that we pray, and those of you are right now together in this as you're listening, you all are pretty advanced yogis. Advanced, on top of being yogi, you got on to now Vedantist. The being an advanced, and yet you will notice that your faith and in your prayers you have a lot of faith. And you transcend those sufferings, being a Vedantist. Now, in this, just like we need to become like that 4 or 5-year-old boy and the girl. Have you noticed? The boy and the girl and the 4 or 5-year-old, if they come and with mother and say, Mommy, and they have no doubt that Mommy will give them whatever they want. And their sufferings will end. Whether it is a bit of cloth or whatever. They have that faith with their mom and with their dad. Their Even a 1 year, 2-year-old baby, supposing you go down and the baby is in mother's lap, mother is holding the baby, and you say, come, 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 and if the baby happens to like you, baby is not bothered the baby is going to fall down. Baby will straight away do like this, and mother will have to hold on to it. And then mother may allow you to hold the baby. But notice, the baby is not scared, then mama will let me go. So there is a mountaineer, he is trying to climb Mount Everest, and he got lost. At strong blizzard, strong snow and wind, very strong. So he decided to come down to the lower ledge because he was totally open and very strong, couldn't see anything, and it became dark. He totally got lost from his group. So he threw the rope, came down and down and down and down and down, and he was looking for the ledge. The ledge was pretty wide and was good enough to shelter him. He prayed to God. He couldn't find, and he was at the end of the rope. And he kept praying, God, please, please give me that floor so that I can let go the rope. He has to have something at the bottom to let go the rope. Imagine, just think, Mount Everest, dark blizzard at night, and strong snowstorm. He couldn't feel the ground with his toe, and he couldn't see anything, and he couldn't let go the rope. And in the morning they found him frozen totally on the rope. And you know what? He was exactly 1 inch above the ground. Now, sometimes you have to let go. Just like the baby boy and the girl and the 4 or 5-year-old, they have total faith. The Paramahansa Ramakrishna is saying, if you're walking through the rice paddy field, some of you must have seen that the fields and fields and fields, that they're separated with approximately a 12 inches bund, about 2 to 3 feet above the ground, and the rest of it left and right is with water and the paddy or sugarcane or whatever, and you walk through the ground. So Paramahansa Ramakrishna is saying, if you're holding your father's hand and walking, you're safe. But if you slip, it's very slippery because the water and the earth is clay kind of an earth, slippery clay. You will be finding it very difficult to walk with chappal. You have to walk with your toe so the toe clutches onto the soil. If you slip, your hand will also slip and you're sure to fall down into the water. I've seen many a time. There are a lot of snakes in those also. There is watery snake slithering around. So you're going to go into that. But Paramahansa Ramakrishna says, if Father holds you in your hand, Father holds your hand, and even if you slip, Father will not let you drop. He will yank you back again. Father is holding the baby on the shoulder. Father will not let go. That Father, that Divine Mother is what we pray for and state. In the Himalayas, we have talked about this before. The Advaitavadis, the Jnanis, remember? Jnana Yoga, Bhakti Yoga, Raja Yoga, Karma Yoga. You and I follow all the 4 yogas. And we talk about, let's say, in the Jnana Yogis, we talk about become aware through the knowledge, through your consciousness, and see this world as the consciousness alone. So, in the Himalayas, the yogis say, this Bhavatarani river, the river of life, the ocean of life that you have to cross and be with Supreme, metaphorically speaking, cross the life and meet God and become one with God. A Jnana Yogi will have to swim very hard to go across to the other side. Will reach, certainly. But if you are Jnana Yogi and Bhakta Yogi, Bhakti, love for God, love for Divine Mother, love for Guru, and if Guru's grace and the Divine Mother's grace and the God's grace, then you will certainly, and what will happen now? Divine Mother herself, God herself will come, will put you on her lap, on his lap, and row, put you on a boat, and that take you across rowing. So, and that is why we practice here Swaguna Brahman, Nirguna Brahman. Nirguna Brahman is Advaita, Swaguna is Dvaita. So notice we pray to Divine Mother and Babaji and Krishna and our Gurus and Amrita Saputraha, all the Gurus of the world, and we seek their blessings and we stop. So you are benefited with the Father holding your hand. But you need to have that faith. Remember the four basic folds: Viveka, understanding what is real and what is not real; Vairag, in the Vairag is detachment. It's what you and I understand. So notice that the Shankaracharya has given in yogic meditation, Shravanam, Mananam, Nididhyasanam. There are only 3 ways to go ahead, and in which eventually he has brought through Aparuksha Jnana to 15 steps, in which he has taken 8 limbs of the Patanjali Yoga Sutra: Yama, Niyama, Asana, Pranayama, Pratyahara, Dharana, Dhyana, Samadhi. He's taken the 8, but along with that he's given a beautiful twist, Advaita twist. And you know what? This Swaguna Brahman, which Nirgun, there is only one God. Then where you and I come to, we'll just come to that. In Swaguna Brahman, you have Mother Kali, you have Krishna, you have Shiva, you have Brahma, Maheshwara, Vishnu, and you have the Divine Mother always blessing and protecting you. Side by side you are aware the 4 Mahavakyas. I am Atman Brahman. Mandaka Upanishad, Chandaka Upanishad, Tat Tvam Asi. That is, that. What is that? The consciousness. The consciousness of the universe. Ishvara. Tvam, you. Asi, are that. Mahavakyas. Brihadaranyaka Upanishad. Aham Brahmasmi. I am the Brahman. And Taittiriya Upanishad, Prajnana Brahman. These are the ultimate truth, are Advaita. But along with that, we are practicing through the exercises, through the practices of the asana. In that asana, when we are sitting, we are practicing Siddhasana, Padmasana or Sukhasana. Being able to sit for long, but sitting is in the Siddha Asana. What is Siddha? Is the Brahman. So we are sitting in the place of the Brahman as the realized Brahman, Brahmavid, as they sit. The Brahman. All the time, on all those 15 steps. In the Yama, remember those 5 steps? Recollect? First step, ahimsa. Second, satya. Third, brahmachari, abstaining from doing wrong things, wastage. And ashtayana parikram. That is, don'ts of the life. And do's. Don'ts meaning, ahimsa meaning, don't do himsa. It doesn't mean don't do ahimsa. And niyama, saucha, cleanliness of mind, cleanliness of thought, manushuddhi, chitta suddhi, santosha, pleasantness. And then it goes to tapas, go into swadhyaya, ishvara pranidhana. So ayama, niyama, and then is tyaga. Notice we talk about viveka, vairag. Over here tyaga is the third one. This is Shankaracharya's edition. Let's talk about tyaga for a while. What exactly is tyaga? As per Patanjali Yoga Sutra, tyaga is to do what? Renunciate. Pull out the plug of the TV. Get away from family. Go into the mountain. Sit by yourself. Sit still. Breathe like that. Don't think. Socho mat. Bolo mat. Hilo mat. This is how yogis go ahead and train the teachers. But in the Vedanta, Vedanta is not saying run away to the mountains. Vedanta is not saying become a monk. Vedanta is saying tyaga. How is this tyaga if I'm not running off? No, it says become aware of what? Vivekananda is saying, live your life by thinking everything is God. And God is in everything. Discover the divinity from within you. Paramahansa Ramakrishna is saying, the purpose of the human life is to realize God. Vivekananda is saying, the purpose of the human life is to express the divinity from within. That, tat tvam asi, become aware of that consciousness. So we have gone through this journey, and you all are advanced Advaitavadis, along with practicing Swaguna and Nirguna. The life is God, Mother is holding our hand. Gurus are there all the time, right now here. Instead of the other Pandit said, if you've been a good guy, good girl, good boy, when you die you will meet God. How? In heaven. Where? When you die. We say why not right now? You will attain peace of mind when you go to the mountain Himalaya and sit in a cave. Now, your cave is here, right now, in the samsara, being as the wife, as the husband, as the children, as the parent, as the professional, without dissuading from everything. But whatever you're doing, Shankaracharya is saying, cover everything with God. Cover everything, every action that you do with God. Now, how do you cover everything with God? Sounds very nice in English. It's a Sanskrit sloka English translation. It's from Aparigraha. And in which he's talking about cover everything with God, meaning uncover God in everything. Now, how do you uncover God in everything? He goes ahead, gives a very nice twist, and Shankaracharya is explaining, discover God in everything. So whatever you do, keep that one before the zero all the time. Zeros are our things to do, the samsara, to this life. These zeros. But they take meaning when you put that one. So discover God in every action, everything that we do. And it is automatically takes you across to a different world. So we go ahead and have, one is visualization. Let's say the vision. Second is imagination. One is observation, the second is imagination, and third is experiencing. What is experiencing? Experiencing has got, without this definition, experience meaning object plus consciousness. So, we need to experience God. Vivekananda is saying, see God. Don't imagine God. Don't visualize God. So now if you look at it, this knowledge, when you discover God in everything, you are seeing God. And how do you see this? We have this body and the name and the form. And this is the journey. We have to go beyond that. It doesn't mean stop being the body and the form and the name. We need to continue to have the body and the name and the form. But with that, knowing all the time that it is not the wave. It is that renunciation. It is that tyaga. What is that? That knowing that the waves are not waves, being aware, it is the water. So what is the renunciation, tyaga, in let's say the clay and the pot? Shankaracharya is saying again and again, aparuksha jnana, again and again. Keep the clay pot in your mind all the time and remember it. Let us see how tyaga happens, renunciation happens in the clay pot example. Remember, clay and pot. I am holding a clay pot. So two names, recollect. There is a glass and this is a cover. Two names, glass, cover. But the two objects, father and son. Two objects, two names. But the clay and the pot are two names, but object is one. The second stage, you say, no, there are two objects, there is clay and there is pot. I said, okay, I ask you, where is the clay? So recollect, you say, clay is inside. I said, where is inside? Inside there? And you think and you say, no, clay is everywhere. It is outside, it is on top, it is on the bottom. Everything is clay. So stage 3, I said, okay, do one thing. Show me where is the pot. I'm holding this as the clay. Stage 3. You say, no, you are holding the pot which is made of clay. I said, okay, where is the pot? You see, I'm holding it. I said, all right, you take the clay, you take the pot. I'll keep the clay. Recollect these in your meditations too. It will give you tremendous clarity. You're saying, Aham Brahmasmi, I am Atman Brahman. As you're breathing in, holding, and as you breathe out, this earth, this world, this universe is an appearance. So here in the third, it is an appearance of the clay. Clay was the cause, pot was the effect. But now I am asking, where is the effect? You say you're holding it. I say, okay, you take the pot away. I'm keeping the clay. I just want my clay. You notice the pot has vanished. You can't have a pot without the clay. So the stage 4 is the renunciation. What is it? clay alone remains. Now look at the universe. So the clay alone remains. Clay has renounced the pot by becoming aware. Now look at that story of the princess of Kashi. I am not going through the whole story again, but you remember the prince at 5 years of age. There was a great celebration, and the mother wanted to do an act. It was the neighboring kingdom of the Varanasi Kashi those days. And in that, there was the princess of Kashi, who was a very pretty young lady, 5-year-old. Mother wanted a princess of Kashi related a play, and they did that. But they couldn't find a girl young and pretty enough to play the role of the princess. Mother thought, the queen mother said, okay, my son Prince, 5-year-old, he is very smart and handsome. Why don't you dress him up as the girl? And he really looked cute, and show was wonderful. Queen got a painting made of the prince and wrote down there Princess of Kashi and the date of the event. Few days it stays with the queen, and then it went into the basement cellar. 15 years gone, prince is grown up now, young 20-year-old boy, going to be king, and he's learned a lot of things. He's roaming around, and he goes to the basement and he sees the painting, and he likes the painting very much. Cutting the story, you know the story. Remember now, he becomes morose, can't tell anybody, he's a little shy. Queen and the king found he becomes silent, morose, not talking to anyone. You know what happens, boyfriend, girlfriend, suddenly you feel I'm alone. And he said, I have to marry her, she's going to be my queen. Wazir was advised by the king, go and find out. So the prime minister knew this boy from childhood, came and asked him, Prince, come on, tell me what is happening. And without much ado, Prince said, I'm in love. Wazir said, okay, very nice. Who is it? She's the princess of Kashi. He said, that's very nice, you're princess. Princess, how did you meet her? I haven't met her, I saw her painting. Really? Where is the painting? Take me to the painting. The prince takes it, and as they go into the basement of the cellar, the Wazir was wondering, which painting is in there? I know everything there. And he takes it to the same painting. And the Wazir prime minister said, Prince, you better sit down. And he tells the prince, Tat Tvam Asi, you are that, you are the one. Notice what happened. The renunciation happened in the prince instantly. He didn't say, I'm going to Mount Himalaya and renunciate and do tyaga, and I will throw her out of my mind. No, all he did, it just realized just instantaneously, I am that. Tat Tvam Asi. I am Atman Brahman. I am that girl. I am the one. That one is not real. It is me. And this is what you and I have to do. Realize it instantly. Instant realization. And you automatically go into, this is called renunciation, tyaga. He didn't have to say, I'm not going to eat meat. I'm not going to eat that. I'm going to go on a fast. He didn't do that. These things, fasting and let's say being a vegetarian, etc., they do help tremendously toward the sadhana and the Vedantic life. But I'm just talking about the metaphorically. He didn't have to do all that. He just realized, became aware, became conscious. You and I need to become conscious. It is said, Sukadeva, he was visiting Janaka Maharshi, the Emperor Janak, the father of Janaki, Sita, and they were talking, and suddenly one boy comes running, soldier, and said, Sir, I'm sorry to disturb you. right now, your kingdom is on fire. Everywhere there is fire, the forest is on fire. So Sukadeva immediately looked, got up and went away. Janak Maharshi was sitting there. And short while later, Sukadev came back. So Janak Maharshi asked him, what happened? Gurudev, where did you go? He said, I have nothing. Sukadeva was known to be, he didn't even have a bowl to beg food. He used to have it in his hand and eat it and wash his hand away. He didn't have anything. He said, I have only 2 kopeen vastra, 2 loincloths. One I wear and one I had washed it and dried it on the branch. I just washed it to see. I hope that is not burnt. So notice, so this tyaga, this renunciation, it has to be internal. Guru Brihaspati, he is the guru of gods and goddesses. Now his son, Vrik, came, learned a lot. Guru Brihaspati's son became very wise, and he said, Father, I want peace. I've learned a lot, but I have no peace. What is the answer to get peace? Guru Brihaspati said, renunciation, tyaga, vairag. He said, okay, so I will renounce this world. I'll become a monk. Remember, being a monk has got a great asset. Remember the monkey story? You have to let go, otherwise you'll be stuck in the samsara. You have to let go things, and then your hand can come out and you're free. You can't allow the water to get into the boat. Boat's job is in the water. Yours and my job is in the samsara. But can't allow the water to get into the boat. Don't allow the samsara to get into you. Be in the samsara, Vedanta. But no, I am the wave. I am the father, the mother, the wife and the husband. And you play much better role of the father, mother, husband, professional. And yet, I have renounced this world. This world is universe, is an appearance. It is not real. So, taking you across to remember our Mundaka Upanishad story, the Om, Ma, Om, the self. Chandaka Upanishad is saying that we are all searching for God and we want God, we want to see God, we want to experience God. But it's so difficult. Can't show God. Barring Paramahansa Ramakrishna showed Vivekananda, and some gurus do that. So, we want to see God. The Chandaka Upanishad is telling us in Vedantic way, do you have any doubt that you exist? You have doubt that God exists. But do you have any doubt that you exist? So, Om is waking state. Second is the dream state. In the dream, notice in the dream, whatever dream, good dream, horrid dream, a divine master, Devi Mata coming, Gurudev coming and visiting you, Paramahansa Yogananda, Paramahansa Ramakrishna, Vivekananda, Divine Mother coming and giving you visit, or you're going into, let's say, in Florida and dancing, or going on a ship cruise. But notice in everywhere in your dream, something is constant. And what is that? That is you. You are there. Notice today you are listening to me and hearing me. Tat Tomasi. That one thing is constant in you by which you are experiencing me, my talking, seeing me, or the world, the universe around. Is what? Your consciousness. So, Waking state, self has 4 stages. Waking stage, dream state, and the deep sleep state. Mother with a young baby, always with the baby in her hand. But in a deep sleep state, her hand falls away. Asanga asmin. Remember our meditation's first sloka? Asanga asmin. Her hand falls away. The baby is forgotten in the deep sleep state. You alone exist. The closest attachment of the human life is the mother and the young baby. It's fallen away. And then, deep sleep state. But you are still there. How? I've forgotten about my baby also. Yes, but notice when you wake up, don't you say, I had a wonderful sleep. Who is this I? You know that I, that you existed. And then is the silence. Silence. You take a deep breath and start your next Omkar. This silence, recollect, is the Turiya state, is the real self. Samadhana, Shama Drishti, Viveka Vairaga, Shata Sampatti, 6 treasures. Shama, Dhamma, Uparati, recollect, Samadhana. And then Titiksha, don't give up. Shraddha, have faith. Faith in what you hear, what you read, Shravanam. Faith in your own self, Mananam. And faith in Nididhyasana, make it into reality, realizing it. So, it is like that in our Chidakasha, in our consciousness, this is the blue sky in the consciousness, are the clouds, are the vrittis, are the thoughts which are coming in. But they come in and they go away. Sky remains. And notice, appears blue. It appears. It is not blue. So, the consciousness appears. Your body has consciousness. But that body consciousness is through the 5 senses. Which in turn is giving you, let's say, I see. What is it called? Pratyaksha. Pratyaksha, meaning image onto the eye. Not just eye, 5 senses. So we experience 3 ways. One is pratyaksha. We see, hear, touch, taste, and right? Here. 5 senses, pratyaksha. Next is paroksha, the second. Paroksha is beyond your sensual. Through the laser, you can take a picture of the moon. You can't see coronavirus, but you know it exists. And so many things which is beyond your senses, called Paroksha Jnana. Pratyaksha Jnana, Paroksha Jnana. And then comes Aparoksha Jnana. What is that? Becoming aware. You become aware that true renunciation is the clay alone. Pot is only a cause, it's just a name and a form, doesn't exist. This Brahman is the universe, is the only thing which exists. Brahman alone exists. You and me, this name and root, its form, is not real. But you are real. But that you is not your body. That me is not my body in a name and a form. That is that me which is in the deep sleep state, in Turiya state. Om. And then silence. That state is the state, is that consciousness. Consciousness always exists, shall always prevail. It's like, let's say, space. I have, this glass is empty, there is space inside. This glass is filled with water. Where is the space gone? You say space is filled up with water. Sure it is. What happened to the space? You will say space is filled up with water? No. Space is still there. Space is not wet by the water. This building is occupying a space, but space is there. It continues to be there. If the building is demolished tomorrow, space is not going to come back. Space will continue to be there. Aparuksha jnana. Become aware. And this aparuksha jnana is what you're practicing through. You go ahead and do hamsa. As you breathe in, hum. Hamsa means I am that. Hum, I. Sa, swa. The hum, so. I am that. Old ancient in Sanskrit. Modern Sanskrit, you must have heard it in Art of Living. So, hum. It's the same meaning. This is modern Sanskrit, that is old Sanskrit. So with the hamsa, as you breathe again, you breathe in. Aham Brahmasmi. You may think, I am Atman Brahman. Use one of the name, whichever one. You may even say, I am Brahman. You're comfortable. Basic is realization, awareness. I am Atman Brahman. And hold, in the holding, you're saying that the Supreme Brahman, the divinity, and me, we are one. Like the river Ganga. I have little bit of river Ganga water in this glass, in this, let's say, homeopathic bottle. But I have the river Ganga with me. I have touched the river Ganga. If I touch an ocean, Indian Ocean, I touch the whole ocean. I have traveled the whole Ganga from Gangotri Gomukhi to Bay of Bengal just by, I have that Ganga with me, because the Ganga is not different there and here. You might say, no, purity level, impurity level changes. Yes, but that doesn't change the Ganga. The water doesn't change. The impurities change, like yours and my mind. Vrittis change, but you and I are untouchable. We are still that consciousness, Chaitanya. And then we go into Omkar meditation. You go into Om and think. Aham Brahmasmi. This entire universe is Sat, exists. That existence is me. I am that existence. Chit, the consciousness. Sat, Chit, Ananda. I am that Ananda. I'm glowing like this. And then when you go into the Kriya, as you breathe in, as you breathe in, those of you who have done the practices, have been trained, initiated by the great Paramahamsa Yogananda's disciples from YSS, pranams to the Gurus, and going in, breathe in, as you breathe in that thought. I am Brahman. Holding, and as you're breathing out, this world, universe is an appearance. And breathing in again. When you keep doing this and this, why should we do this thought? As per Vedanta, as per Mundaka Upanishad, something happens. And you will suddenly find that you suddenly realize, I'm not the wave. I am the water in the ocean. Without me, the ocean cannot exist. Without me, the waves cannot exist. Without me, the world, universe can't exist. You will say, come on, now that's too much. Without me, the universe can't exist. It is so. We'll take it on the next one. Akasha Shanti, Prithvi Shanti, Agnyaya Shanti, Vayu Shanti. Uttaradisha Shanti. Dakshinaya Shanti. Purvaya Shanti. Paschimaya Shanti. Jalaspataya Shanti. Gaur Shanti. Manaha Shanti. Chitya Shanti. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Remember, as you go into the meditation, as the vrittis and the thoughts try to come in, don't move your body. Hold on to the body. Be still. And as the thought come up, don't pay attention to the thought, but pay attention to that consciousness. Recollect that, which is illuminating through the subconscious, through the Chidakasha, to the vritti, making it realize. But you pay attention to the consciousness, the beautiful awareness, maybe in the form of a light or just awareness. I'm aware. You will suddenly find something is happening to you. Write to me, talk to me, ring me up, ask questions. With these questions, what happens? Shravanam, Mananam. You must ask questions, ask for clarity. You may use these ideas given 6,000 years ago. And then, Nididhyasanam, reflect. I am this kasha, the blue sky. These clouds are going on and slowly this will dissipate. I alone exist. Jai Guru.